Not the movie either.
Yeah, you got it. How many of these do you do a day?
Well, we're a reroute station, so it just depends. I could do anywhere from none or to say maybe 6.
By reroute station, that means if somebody can't do the original one.
Yeah, so if someone can't do the original one or they don't want to do it, generally speaking, and it's usually the longer ones that nobody really wants to do for whatever reason. To me, I like the longer drives, so it doesn't matter for me, but still takes like a 12-hour day though. Just wait. I'll watch a movie. Spend time at home until I get a call. Whatever works. I mean, unless I'm at the yard, then I'll, like if I have to be at the yard for maintenance for the truck or whatever, or just that I'm there and there's nothing to do, then I'll help like clean up the yard or something. But we do, but we don't really necessarily do that with ours because we're only a reroute. But say if somebody goes, and we don't even really do impound, we don't do impounds, repos, or what do you call it, those PPIs or whatever. It's just if you go over miles, and because you know, if you have to pay out of pocket after that point and you don't pay, then yes, we'll impound the vehicle. It'll be ours until you pay. But that's never happened with me. But as far as I know, it's only happened maybe 3 times in the history of this company so far. Yeah. It's 4 service calls and 1 200 mile, up to 200 mile tow. You can use it more than once, but you only get 4 service calls total. So if you don't, well, if you have the Premier membership, you're covered for up to 200 free miles of tow. But that doesn't mean you get that each time, no. And then on top of your other calls, you only get 4 service calls. Now, whether you use that for a lockout, gas delivery, or a tow, that's up to you. But it's not going to be 200 miles each time. You do, right, once you use it,
after you use those 4, then you're out, and then it becomes,
you're out for the year until you pay your membership at the end of the year, and then it will automatically renew at that point. Or you have the option, which most people don't necessarily like, is you basically pay to get it used a one time. But what they don't tell you is that if you pay to use it for the one time after you run out of your calls, that it only covers as a classic membership. You'd have to pay to like purge it to have it renewed to full status, and then you.
Well, it would be cheaper than most people to buy a new membership.
I would say for the most part, pretty much, yeah.
I think it's like $90 or something like that. And the tow's gonna be, if you have to go, what's a tow? What would a tow cost without something like this to go 40 miles?
All depends on the company, but for generally speaking, the hookup is where it differs for each company. With us, it's $100 hookup, and then it's, if it's with AAA, like past, say, you know, your covered miles, it's $12 a mile. Otherwise, I believe it's $10 a mile.
So you're looking at $500 for a tow, or $100 to buy a new membership.
Yeah, but not everybody sees it that way.
Well, I mean,
meaning like not everybody understands, like, hey, yes, it stinks that you have to spend the money, and I'm not saying that I agree that you have to. I'm just saying though, like logically, it's like you just said.
So listen, what's it, you know, $12 to pay, okay? If it costs me X amount of dollars to do something, you know, it's cheap. You know, what's the least expensive thing to do? Buy a membership, buy the
Right.
4 more toes and it only costs you $100.
But the other problem that you'll experience that they don't tell you, and maybe it's something you could also confirm with them, is that won't take effect for 7 to 10 business days. So you would have to wait.
Yeah, so if something like this was sitting here, that's one that I can say, fine,
Yeah.
come back in a week.
And that's where it becomes, like I say, the unfair part, because then it's like they'll give you like if you pay for it, like I said, an instant use, but only as a classic member. So it's like you get some miles, but not.
Is it for each? It's not. Is it each person on it? Because if you pay for each person, like an extra one, you know, do they each get 4 and 4 and 4?
Everyone on the account, they are their own individual person, but they each get 4 calls, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Technically, that's 3 on it. I'm paying for like 12 calls. Potentially.
Potentially, yes. And that's where you get out of that too. Because that's where the other thing is, like initially saying, like, say you're in somewhere in the IE, right? And you break down, but you're out, but say one of your other family members has the thing, they would have to make the call, and they would have to name you as a stand-in for them. And so like how I would come, I check your ID, it'd be the same concept. Even though it's under them, they'll say there's an exception, this person is the one standing in for me, I authorize it, basically, you know. And you could use whoever's, really, as long as that happens. No pro. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure.
Listen, that's more information
Then they tell you off the bat.
80% sure, that tells you a lot. There's something going on. It's not what I necessarily.
I'm like 95% sure on that. All right, and then that's the number to contact him, and I have the address, but that's his number, right? Okay. Frank? Okay. You're welcome. Have a good day.